Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Substance TV. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. So today we're talking about a beautiful movie of Ruth Kadiri titled Forever Yours. Guys, this particular movie is worth everything. It is worth your time and it's worth your data. It is super duper interesting. So this movie literally is a Ruth Kadiri's production showing on our YouTube channel and features our legend Pat Atta together with Ruth Kadiri and Emem Iwang. So this movie literally talks about a young lady called Benny. She was in a romantic relationship with Charles, played by Pat Arthur. So these people were so in love. They loved each other so much. Okay, so Benny's parents wanted Benny to marry someone who has been so helpful to their family, okay, but Benny didn't want it at all because she loved her boyfriend, but her parents insisted on her marrying this particular man because he was wealthy, but her own boyfriend was still struggling. He was a taxi driver and wasn't buoyant enough to marry her. So they persuaded their daughter. They made sure that their daughter gets married to this particular man who saw her through university and had always been of great help to them. All right, so Benny found it very difficult to leave her boyfriend and also disobey her parents, okay? So she had to just, spend the few days she had with her boyfriend, and she didn't tell him anything about it at all. She didn't tell him what was going on. So he was left in the dark. So Charles just noticed that she hasn't been happy. She hasn't been herself, He tried asking her what the problem was, but she would keep on giving an excuse of stress and stress and stress, okay? So Charles was there to always be her strength. Okay, he did a lot of things for her. Like, she really knew that Charles was a very great guy, and she knew within herself that she didn't deserve someone like Charles because, guys, she really put this guy through emotional torture. Okay, so one fateful day when she realized that her wedding was approaching, she had to go meet Charles and told Charles that, please, let's make babies. Okay, I want you to have me today. So Charles was like, what's going on, babe? But now, as a lady, they always have their way. So they made out, and that was it. The following day, this baby girl got married unknowingly to Charles. Charles got the memo from his younger sister who overheard the gist. Okay, so he told Charles. Charles was surprised because he was at work. He was like, my girlfriend that I saw yesterday getting married today. What are you talking about? Okay, so it was really, really surprising and shocking. He couldn't believe it. But his sister sounded so sure. So he had to leave his place of work and head straight to Benny's house. And lo and behold, he saw Benny on a wedding gown. Jeez, he was shocked. Benny was shocked. Benny started apologizing. I'm sorry, Charles. Like, her mother has to force her into the car and they left. Charles was left heartbroken, shattered, okay? This is something that his girlfriend didn't even fight for, okay? She didn't fight for their love. She didn't fight for anything at all. Charles had to be on his own, suffering the pains alone. He started soaking himself in his work, always working tirelessly just to forget about Benny. And Benny herself was in her husband's house and she was always thinking about Charles, okay? How she has hurt Charles and the rest. So guys, fast forward to 3 years later, Charles became very, very wealthy, and I mean stinkingly wealthy. And he had a girlfriend who was a business partner named Kim. So these people were so in love with each other, okay? Benny, on the other hand, had a son, and she was already a widow. Yes, she lost her husband, and things became very difficult for her because she realized that her husband, owed a lot of people, and she had to use his wealth that he left to settle bills, settle debts. Okay, so she turned penniless. She had nothing again. She had to relocate from Enugu down to her parents' house. Okay, unfortunately, her parents were no longer living in that house again because after the death of her father, her mother relocated to the village. So she and her son stayed in the house. So she started struggling, looking for ways to get money to feed herself and her child. So there was this friend of hers that had been there for her for a very long time. The friend came to visit her. She was of very great help to her. She helped her source for jobs, okay, and she found her 2 jobs, of which Benny went for the interview and got one. So one of them happens to be her ex-boyfriend's company. Yes, Charles' company. So she got a job there, and when she resumed work, Charles realized that the new office assistant was his ex-girlfriend. So immediately he terminated her appointment. Okay, so his girlfriend was wondering why he would do that. Okay, she was still left in the dark. She didn't know what was going on. Okay, she was like, why would you terminate her appointment when you know that she is the best at this? Okay, amongst every other one who came, she was more qualified. So you shouldn't have just let her go that way. So Charles was like, all right, he would like to conduct the interview himself to know if she's really qualified. All right, so after that particular day, they sent Benny an email for another interview. Okay, at that point, Benny was already confused. Why would they even, terminate her appointment after accepting her? So she went for the interview, and lo and behold, she was surprised to see that it was her ex-boyfriend Charles that was the CEO of the company. Benny was shocked. She was surprised that she understood why her appointment was terminated the first time. Then Charles was like, if you think I'm going to allow you work in my company, then you don't even know me at all. You do not know me. Benny went on her knees. She begged Charles. She begged and begged that you should please, that even though he's not doing it for her, but for her child. Okay, that she needs to feed. She started telling Charles what happened, how her husband died, how things became difficult, how she has been looking for a job, how she relocated to her. She did a lot. She begged Charles, and because of how nice Charles was and the fact that he had a very good heart, he kind of allowed her work in the company. Okay, so while the girl was begging, Charles kind of held her and said, it's okay, it's fine, don't worry, you get the job. So his girlfriend bumped into him holding the girl, but trust me guys, he wasn't even holding her in an inappropriate manner. But women, when you see your guy with another woman probably holding her, you become jealous even when you know that nothing is happening, but you become jealous because I don't understand. So she saw that, and she left the office unknowingly to them. Then Charles promised Benny that don't worry, she will get the job. That she will get the job. He has forgiven her. He would allow their past to remain in the past. So by that time, his girlfriend Kim had already given the job to another person. So Charles was like, why would you give it to another person? I thought you said she was the best. And she said she changed her mind. Okay, she has given to another person. So Charles told her that, okay, you need to look for another position for Benny, okay, that Benny needs to get a job here because she's qualified. So, the news got to Benny that that the only position that was available is the position of a cleaner, and Benny accepted. Like, this lady was really, really ready to do anything. And Kim was like, so you would accept the position of a cleaner? Now, what is even your aim in this office? Guys, what is your aim in this office? So Benny was like, madam, I can do anything at all, anything, cleaning, anything at all. I just need this job. All right, so she was later given the job, and Kim made her stay in that office a living hell. Yes. So guys, after everything, okay, Charles realized that his girlfriend was treating Benny so badly, and he didn't like it at all. She thought that probably they had a thing some time ago, but she was unaware. Okay, she only suspected that probably they knew each other, and that was why he allowed her work in the office. So she treated Benny badly. Okay, so guys, something happened one fateful day when Benny brought her child to the office to stay with her. Okay, when he fell sick in school, he brought her child to stay with her. And the child, one way or the other, found himself in Kim's office. And Kim was like, who are you? Benny ran inside and was like, sorry, it's my child. She took her child back, and Kim was really angry with her. She started yelling at her while she would bring a child to the office, this, that, and that. She now sent the guy, the small boy, out of her office. The boy began to cry, and Benny was like, please don't ever talk to my child that way again. I can take anything you throw at me, but my child, I will not take you. So while they were talking, the child ran away, and he fell down from the stairs. Everybody shouted. Benny was scared. Okay, she had to rush her son to the hospital. Charles, who was absent, heard what happened, and he and his girlfriend rushed to the hospital with them as well. Okay, so while they were there, Benny confronted Kim and Charles, okay, and said, I know I hurt you in the past, but that doesn't give your girlfriend the right to treat me the way she's treating me. She really said a lot. She opened up a lot of things that Kim was unaware of because Charles never told her anything. So Kim was surprised to know that his ex was actually working in their company. Guys, it was tough. Okay, so guys, to round things off, after that incident that happened, Charles cleared the hospital bills. He asked Benny for forgiveness. He apologized for what his girlfriend did, and that was gone. Then Kim was very upset with her boyfriend for not telling her about Benny. Okay, so he apologized to her and told her everything that happened, and he told his girlfriend that he promised to always be there for her. He promised that nothing is going on between he and Benny, that what they had was in the past and to remain in the past. So guys, Kim was like, the only way she's going to forgive him is if the girl doesn't work in the office again. And Charles was like, but why would you want to take away what brings food on our table? Then Kim said she doesn't want her to work, that she is his ex, so she doesn't want any of his ex to work in the same space with her. All right, so what they did was they had to come up with a plan of getting a job for her somewhere else and also paying her off. All right. So guys, Kim and Charles settled the dispute between them, and Charles went to where Benny lives. He spoke to her and told her that she's sorry for everything, for what his girlfriend did. All right, that he has decided, or they have decided, to give her a job elsewhere, and he also offered her a sum of 2 million naira. Okay. Wow, Benny was surprised. Benny was thankful. She was grateful for everything he has done. And she confessed to him that yes, that she knows that he is a really great guy. He's a good guy, that she's so sorry for hurting him in the past, that she's so sorry that she didn't fight for what they shared. He didn't fight for their love. Okay. Guys, at that point, I basically thought these people would rekindle back old feelings, but that never happened. Okay. Charles was a very principled guy. In as much as he forgave the girl, he also loved his girlfriend so much that he was not willing to trade his girlfriend for anything in the world. Okay, so he left the house, and Benny felt really, really sorry for everything she had done. And I could see that she regretted her actions. Then he went back to his girlfriend. He promised his girlfriend that he would never cheat on her, that he loves her so much. Hey, guys. So, guys, the next day, Kim went to where Benny lives. She apologized to Benny for everything she did to her, for how she treated her, and Benny forgave her. So she went back to her house, and Charles proposed to Kim, and Kim accepted. Wow, guys, that was how this beautiful movie ended. Tell me if this movie is not amazing. Tell me if it is not interesting. Have you seen Forever Yours? If you have not, please and please rush to Ruth Kadiri's TV and watch this particular movie. This movie is super interesting, and you will not even predict what would happen, okay? My best character in this movie was the character played by Pat Arthur, Charles. Yes, he did a very great work, and I loved how his character played out, okay? I love the fact that Charles was so principled enough to not allow the past to get the better of him. Yes, he made sure that he remains with his girlfriend, his business partner that has been there for him all the time. I literally thought this movie would turn out to be that Charles would go back to his ex-girlfriend because of the child, and because she was already free, she was no longer married due to her husband's death. But these people shock me. They shock me. Oh my goodness, this movie is super duper interesting. And having Pret Arthur back to our screen, I am so excited about this. So guys, it is a must watch. If you haven't seen Forever Yours, you need to go see this movie. It is worth your time. It is worth your data. It is worth everything. So guys, thank you so very much for watching. Please do also like, share, and subscribe to Substance TV for more amazing movie reviews and recommendations. See you guys in my next video. Until then, stay splendid.